What's up, guys? Today's edition of Southern Outdoors Fishing. We're going to be talking a little bit about kayak fishing. Stay tuned. Woo! Look at that toad. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. Guys, I just want to say I apologize for the lack of video uploads here lately. Just been super busy. Just hadn't had a lot of time to upload a lot of videos. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for entering the contests I've had here lately. I really appreciate it. Alright guys, so today we're going to talk a little bit about kayak fishing. How I got my kayak set up. I've got a Hobie Outback, and we're going to talk about all this stuff here laying on the floor, where it goes, how I got it set up on my kayak, and everything about it. So let's get started, guys. As you can see, guys, I have got quite a bit of stuff here. Some of this stuff is going to change here in the near future. Some of it's not. You can see this kayak right now is bare bones. There is absolutely nothing on it. Nothing. Except for some various mounts and whatnot. But that's it. That's all that's on it. We'll first start with the H crate. What I like to do, guys, is set mine on here like so. Sits in here just like this. You got your straps right here. Strap it right down with. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to strap this thing on down. Next thing, let's put our rod holders in here. I got 3 rod holders, and they're also used for camera holders. Let's get them on here. These right here. So put this right here, back here in the back. That goes right there. I put this one on this side. Sometimes I put this one on that side, but I put that one on this side, and then this one goes over here, like that. If you don't know, this is 1 1/4, I think, PVC, and you have to heat this. You have to heat it with a little propane tank. Just heat it and just work it down in there. Heat it, work it down in there until you can get it about 4 or 5 inches down in there. Because it don't fit unless you do that. They'll mold right to it. So there's my rod holders. Next thing we need to do is put the seat in there. Let's get that. So me and this seat has a little bit of a love-hate relationship. I love it, but it don't like going in here very well for me, usually. Let's see how good it does today. It did pretty good today. And the hook's right here. It sits all the way down there in the normal position or normal ride. I've got mine setting all the way to the top. Now, if you're wondering how you make this thing, how you raise it and lower it, let me show you real quick. Because it took me a little bit to figure it out. So you just raise that straight up, pull it straight out. The seat comes right off. You pull it towards you with a little bit of force. It's like spring loaded. You pull it towards you and just turn it. And it's like a gear on that side. Well, actually on each side, and it locks it into place. So that's how you turn. That's how you do it. Till you get all the way in the position that you want. took me a little while to figure that out. Just so you guys know, you'll know whenever you get yours. Or if you got one you don't know how to do it, that's how you do it. You just slide this right here, this little seat, straight on it, and it just rolls right down. Just like so. I'll show you real quick again. On this seat, it's got little flippers right here. You just pull this little handle right here, and it makes those little flippers right there go up and attaches to these right here. It just sits on top of these little tabs right here. So like I said, get your seat on there. Make sure it locks in there, and it did. Clip it. Raise it back up just a little bit. Pull that. Voila. And guys, that is a really comfortable seat. You can sit in that thing all day long without any fatigue at all. It's a really, really great seat. I love it. Alright guys, next we'll get a few things and I'll put them on there and I'll show you where I put them as we go. Let's put a paddle on. Of course it just has a little bungee right here that just clips right there. It's on, it's done. And if you're wondering, that's where that goes for driving. So your seat won't fly up. Next thing I like to have with me is my weighing device. I like to have it. So what I usually do with it is just sit it right back here. I don't want to lose it, so I always clamp it to itself with enough leeway to hook back on itself. So that way I can reach back here and grab it with enough string so I can weigh my fish if I want to. I like having a little net with me. So what I usually do is, whenever I'm traveling, I run this little net, this little strap here, through there and just slide it under my seat. It's a good place for it to store right there. Whenever I got this down, I can take that out through the strap and it works just fine. So that's how I do that. Alright. Now, shallow water anchor. Sometimes I do use a shallow water anchor. This is my made shallow water anchor. This ain't nothing but a broomstick handle grinded down to a somewhat of a point with a PVC T screwed to it on the top. It's about yay high. I'm 6 foot tall. It's about 5 foot long. And then I got a string on it right here. Let you out whatever line you want. Just drive this down the ground and just attach it to whatever. You know, you can attach it to this, you can attach it up there. You know, wherever you want to attach this right here, you can just lay it over it and, you know, that's it. You can also attach it here to your anchor trolley. Next we'll start with our camera mounts. Yeah, I use camera mounts. I use several of them. So I can get y'all good quality, different angles, good quality camera positions. So let's just go through these one at a time. All right, my first one goes up here. I got this rigged up here. You can see how that's rigged there. It slides right down in that hole right there. That's for a sail that you can, it's an aftermarket sail that Hobie sells. The second one is this one right here. This one right here is a extendable mount, and it goes out pretty far. And what I do is I stick it down in this hole right here. Now you may ask me what all this mess is. This right here keeps this from rocking back and forth in that inch and a quarter PVC. All that is a rag with a little bit of tape wrapped around it. It just keeps it nice and snug. It's right down there, and then I can adjust it from there. I want this all the way up, or however high, I just reach back here and adjust it. Just like so. So if I want a shot coming this way, I got my shot coming this way. want my shot looking straight at me, I got my shot looking straight at me right there. Now there's one more shot that I really like, and that's using my boom pole. This is the other angle I like to use. This is my boom pole that I can get sideways shots. I can get, you know, somebody off to the side. Got my little yak attack panfish here that I like to use, and I got me just some brackets here, so if I want to straighten it up, I can straighten everything up. Move this, however, and stick that straight up if I want to. If I want to get a cool straight up shot, I can do that. It just goes in just like this right here. I usually keep it in a position about like that, and I'll put me a mount on here. That's usually the way I run it, and I'll adjust this out or front or however. That's the way I normally do it. The last one is this little gadget right here. I like having this one, and I'll show you what I do with this one. So sometimes I'll put this on this side and run that like so, and I'll run this something like that. Depends on how I want it. That's sort of the way I usually do it, or either like this. It just depends, and I can move this to straighten it up. So that's my camera shots. I've got an array of them. I can change it up, change this to that side, put that, you know, take that off if I want to, shove it down in one of the hatches, whatever I want to do. All right, next thing we'll talk about is the shallow water anchor. A little pool noodle, I guess is what you call it. I set that right down there. That gives it just a little bit of padding so that thing won't slam on my kayak. I just found me a piece of PVC that right there will go right down into. And that right there gives that anchor just a little bit of padding there. And I'm usually not in real deep water, so what I'll do is I've got that right there just kind of strapped up with some tie wraps. So when I got this thing out, say for example, this is going to be floating somewhat, and my anchor is going to be down there. Of course, I got a knot there, but that's usually what it goes. So that's the shallow water anchor. So I'm going to put that back down in there just like that. I usually lay that up in there just like that so I can just quickly chunk it off the side. Now this right here, I'll show you what this right here is for. Alright guys, here's my Lowrance total scan transducer. This is not going to be like this much longer. I've just ordered me a Burley Pro that's going to go on the bottom of my kayak. So this right here is going to be mounted on the bottom of my kayak, nice and safe, covered up. It won't be like this no more. This actually hangs off the side of my kayak, but in about a week, this is not going to be like this no more. This is going to be more of a permanent application, and it's going to be a lot nicer. I won't have to worry about this no more. But right now, for the time being, this right here is my application. So what I do is, I turn this up like that, I set this cord under my seat, and I just run my cord right through there. I'm too tangled up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this right on that little 1/2 inch ball or 1 inch ball, whatever it is, and just tighten it down. Now if I want to raise it up, I just raise it up, Tighten it down. That gets that foot up and out of the water. Now what I have found out is it's actually a really good rule of thumb to have your little bungee when you're traveling. Take and just wrap around this right here and just hook it off, because this little bolt right here on this ball is not quite strong enough to hold the weight of this transducer. That gets heavy after a while. It just kind of starts going down. So that's just kind of a little tip there. Get your little bungee and just put that on there like that, and it'll keep it up. Now one thing about this foot right here is it gets in the way of your shallow water anchor if you want that thing to go full length of your kayak. That's a bad thing. To me, that's a bad thing. I can't make use of this whole trolley anchor without taking it off. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Once that's down, and switching sides. One from one side. If I wanted the anchor to the front, I have to take it off and reattach it, because it's not going to go the full way. Now I would if it was already down the water, but if I wanted to start it out, I'd have to run it the whole way. I have to start it on this side. It's just aggravating. So before long, this is not going to be here. So I ain't going to have to worry about it all. Next thing is mounting my actual Lowrance Elite 5 on the kayak. So here's my Elite 5. This has got total scan on it. It's got side imaging and all that good stuff on it. And I really like this unit. So it's going to go on this 1.5 inch ball or 1 inch ball or whatever that is. Just like so. And then I'm going to hook up my colors. One side goes on one, the other side goes on the other. Simple as that. Just stick them on there and tighten them down. Now, powering this bad boy up here. How do I power it up? Well, that's still work in progress, but right now I got a makeshift waterproof box. I'll show you that. All right. About $5, you can go buy you this is a waterproof box. It's supposed to be waterproof. It's got a seal around it. It's by Sterilite. It's pretty nice, but there's that. What I did was I drilled a hole through there big enough I could get this end through there. And what this end is, I set this box back here in that back Hobie H crate. But what it does is, I've got me a piece of cord that's spliced to the main cord that come with the unit. I got it spliced. The shrink tubing, I got some shrink tubing to under all this right here to help seal it all up. So it's watertight connectors and all that stuff. But this little unit right here, this little contraption right here, just plugs right into that. That's all that is, and then I hook my battery up. I'll set my battery right down in there. Got my fuse, got my top. It all clamped down on there. Then right here I've got some marine grade waterproof JB weld is what I used to seal this hole up with on each side. I'd let it dry, apply some more to fill up the hole until I got it the way I wanted. But that's my makeshift battery box for the time being. Sits right back there out of the way. I can actually put 2 batteries in that thing. If one dies, I can put 2 batteries in it. So that makes it actually pretty nice. And once I change this up, I may use that to store lights, and run lights or something like that on it. I don't know. I may find some use for it somewhere. I don't know. I may quit using it completely. I'm not sure, but anyway, now I can power up my unit. All right, so my unit's powering up. Now, what's left? My dry bag. I got this little camera bag that I always take with me fishing, and I always stick it down in this dry bag. It always goes with me. It's got extra batteries. It's got I keep a lot of different stuff in here. Band-aids, headache medicine, just a variety of different things. Cords, power cords for charging up different things. A little miniature, USB charger. Keep that in here. Just a lot of different little things. Extra cameras. If I don't want to use all my cameras, I can keep them in here and keep them dry, keep them stored. And clothes and other whatnot things. Some very good accessories that I like to use is these Cast King, well actually Mad Bite pliers. I recently got these. These have actually, this set here has actually got a light on it. That's the coolest thing, ain't it? These are super sharp carbide tip blades on that thing, and they're changeable. So they got a split ring thing there to, if you want to work on your split rings. They got they got pliers, regular pliers. Nice little grip right here, make it comfortable. It's a spring loaded. I just got to get me a tether to go from here to my kayak or my side or whatever. So, but that little light right there is really bright whenever it's dark. I really like those. Of course, I got me a standard pair of pliers that'll go pretty deep. And I got a fish gripper. Gotta have one of these. Alright guys, so one of the last things that we need to put on a kayak before we can go to the water, or at least have with us, and I've got a tether on mine that I made. I've got 2 stainless steel clips there that I bought from Walmart. There's a little place right here you can clip them on to, so that way if you're out in the ocean or in a lake somewhere or wherever, you can clip this on to something in your kayak or somewhere in your kayak, and you're not going to lose these right here, because you don't want to lose these bad boys. These right here are like expensive. So this is one of the last things that I put on a kayak. I usually have them like sitting right in there somewhere. I have them sitting in here somewhere as I get in the kayak, so I can just, once I get out in deep enough water, I can just set them. They just fit right down in there. And like I said, you can hook this to anything. Hook it right there if you want to. Just something to hold it, so if they was to fall, if you got them sitting up here or have to take them out for some reason, they don't fall off your kayak and they're gone forever. So one great thing about the Hobies is, if you're in shallow water, when you push all the way forward on one of the pedals, it don't matter which, look at that, they go flat against the boat. You still have a little bit here, but it's pretty much flat. You don't have much at all. So you can go in really shallow water. The very last thing that I have with me, especially if I don't use it very often. I try to get as close to the water putting this thing in, or have some help available putting it in the water as I can to get close enough. But I have some kind of wheels, and I use these. These come from Walmart. My wife picked them up on clearance, and they work pretty good. I hadn't tried them on heavy sand yet, so I don't know how they're going to do on sand. But we're going to probably use them here for too long. But they just They just sit right under the kayak there in the back. Use your handle right here. Once you got a strap around it, you just strap them down to it there on the back, and you just carry it. So I have these. Alright guys, one other thing that you don't need to forget is your PDF. Do not forget your life jacket. I don't care what kind you take with you, whether it's a CO2 kind that that you go in the water, it automatically inflates, whether it's something like this. I mean, something that you be on the water with, even if you don't wear it 100% of the time, make sure you have something. So if you do get kicked out of your kayak, flip over, whatever, I mean, I have mine on with me all the time. There may be a few instances that I don't wear it, but it's only because I'm in super shallow water. But 99% of the time, I'm gonna have something on. I'm looking at getting one of those that automatically fill up when you hit the water. So it's a CO2 charged one. I was in the live stream last night with hook fishing and bass geek fishing, and he was telling me about the kind that that just go over your shoulders. Kind of like the pros wears. Only the ones they wear is real expensive. These are pretty, fairly inexpensive, reasonably priced. They're like $100. So I mean that's high, but it's not like 200 or 300 like a lot of them are. But this is mine. This is what I use. I like it. It's fairly breathable. It's not real hot. This is made. Let's see the name on it somewhere. I can't pronounce that name. ASTRAL. Astral. I think is how you pronounce it. I bought this whenever I bought my native kayak down below there. It's like I said, it's fairly breathable. I mean, it's not real bulky. It's done real well. Luckily, I have not been flipped out of the kayak yet. Hopefully that will not happen. But do not forget your PDF. Do not. Always carry one. I got my iPhone case here, or my little phone case, waterproof. Not so much that I want to keep it in this bag for waterproof reasons, just so I won't lose it. And I usually keep this tucked away right here. And I'll put the food or whatever there. Now up here in this hatch right here, I did this the other day. I want to get me a square hatch put here, make it a lot easier so I can store actual tackle boxes in here. But I made this little contraption right here. It's just two of these stacked on top of each other, tie wrapped together with the top cut off. Just to stick little things down in there, just to have something down in there. I'll use a stick of rag or some extra line or just throw some baits down in there or something. Guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you've learned something on how I got my kayak set up and what I take with my kayak whenever I'm out fishing. Now, I didn't go into baits or anything like that. Didn't really feel the need to do that. But as far as my setup of my kayak, this is how I set it up from bare bones. Because this was bare bones to begin with. I added everything to it. Alright guys, that's all I got today. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Southern Outdoors Fishing. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, I really do appreciate it. And like I said, subscribe for more upcoming videos. It's going to be a lot more. Been kind of busy here the last few weeks, but hopefully I get some free time to make more videos. And it's getting daylight, staying daylight just a little bit longer now, so that's going to help. Thank you guys for all your support. If you got any comments, questions about what I got, what I went over, what I covered, where I got what I got. This stuff did not come overnight, guys, so don't, it takes time to get this stuff, a little patience, a little hard work, but, if you want this type of stuff, this type of rig that you want, you can get it. It just, just save, and that's how I done it. I just worked and saved, worked some overtime, and well, I finally was able to get this so far, and Still got a few more things that I want to add to it, like I said earlier, but we're getting there. We're getting there. That's all I got. Y'all take care. Peace out.